How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called the Old Valley, the Old Farm. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads: on this European-style fictitious map of 93 fields, crops or meadows, and 18 purchasable forest plots, you can choose between cereal crops, livestock, cattle, sheep, pigs, or forestry, and you can participate in the industrial and commercial development of the region. A newly installed market garden production in the city center completes all the sectors of activity with new vegetables, melon and red lettuce. A new crop has also been added, alfalfa. The farm needs a dynamic new owner to get it going again, and there will be no shortage of work. To help you in the heavy task, you will be able to count on the new farm equipment dealer. You will have the choice to sell your crops and productions in numerous sale points. 2 cereal cooperatives, 1 grain mill, 1 sugar factory, 1 chips factory, 1 grape cooperative, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be grape, 1 livestock trader, 1 BGA, 1 sawmill, 1 carpentry, 1 biomass heating plant, 1 lime production plant, 1 spinning mill, 1 dairy, 1 bakery, 1 restaurant, 1 pizzeria, 1 farmer's shop. You can develop a tree farming activity to produce beautiful apples, which you can sell to the bakery, which can produce wonderful apple fritters. If you know how to invest your profits and by negotiating with your banker, you will be able to produce oil, which can be used to produce good chips. To help you finance your projects, you can go on and hunt for items to collect. You will need water for your crops, and you draw it directly from the stream that runs through the area. The crop growth schedule is the default. Do you feel up to the challenges? Then get to work and have fun on the new map, the old Then get to work and have fun on the new map, the Valley, the Old Farm. Man, that last sentence there was brutal. This map was created by Black Sheep Modding and is 327.52 megabytes to download. There are no mods required for this map, and if we take a look, this is what it looks like. And if you're at all familiar with this map, this is a returning map from years past. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to show this one off because I played this last year, and this is a fun map. And now we've got all the bells and whistles from FS22 on this classic of a map. So let's get going. Let's go through this and see what we got. So starting off with prices on, starting out with what we own, we start out with farmlands number 2, 52, 62, 93, 94, and 95. Prices do vary. You can start out with 45,000, 115, a couple smaller ones down here, 79, 60, and then getting all the way up to 368,000. We got 226, 360. So yeah, I mean, you got some pretty good range. Over 500,000 right there. And let's see, a couple of forestry plots, 268,000, 390,000. So I mean, depending on how you want to progress, you can start out really small. Here's a small little sliver right there for 35,000 for forestry. So you're going to be able to kind of work your way up to no matter how you want to progress on this map. And that's kind of the beauty of this map is there's a lot of different aspects that you can do, and with all the new productions and all that, it's just that much more. So you are not able to buy all the areas here on the map. There are areas up here in the north where the shop is right here. Can't purchase that. Can't purchase the individual kind of animal dealers and places where there's a bunch of productions and sell points. You're not able to purchase those lands. If we go down here, we do start out with several animal pens. You can see we have a pigsty, cow barn, chicken coop, and sheep barn. Contracts are available on this map. We do start out with production chain. This is the farm vegetable garden, and we'll see that here in a little bit. This is actually really cool. And then we also have collectibles, 12 of them to be precise. Now, if this is at all indicative to how Black Sheep Modding has done their other maps. Keep an eye out for black sheep. I've seen it on their other maps. I think it's the Old Stream Farm, or now I can't remember what the full title was, but I'm pretty sure it was the Old Stream Farm. That one had little sheep on it, little black sheep on it. So take a look for those. And if not, it might be something else, who knows. I have yet to see one as of this point in time, so could be, could not be. Anyways, taking a look at mods specific to this map, if we look under the buy menu, we do have a section down here under mods and DLCs, and the only thing available, pile of pallets. Now this is going to be important later. There are several productions on this map that require pallets. You can make them, and I will show you that later. But you can see here, you can purchase them if you want to completely forego the whole lumber, getting wood, harvesting, and doing all that stuff. If that's not your thing, if you are more into the farming aspect, traditional farming aspect, this can be your kind of end around for it. Then under build mode, if we take a look here, we do have some mods here under sheds. You see down here the valley, the old farm, big garage and small garage. We also have under silos a couple of bunker silos right here, and then nothing under silo extensions, containers, tools, or farmhouses. We take a look at productions. You can see down here we have grape processing unit, and you see that new symbol right there. That's your apples. That'll actually come into play here in just a few seconds. And then over here, the carpentry, and you can see the symbol for the pallets is right there as an output. So the carpentry is where you're going to produce your pallets. Now under, let's see, selling points, there is one available here, and it's the restaurant. Under greenhouses, you can see several here. You got the large greenhouse, small vegetable garden, and large vegetable garden, and that's where you can also produce your melons and your red lettuce. And then under orchards, you can see this is the apple tree. I'm not aware of this actually being on the map as of this point right now, but it is here for you to be able to put down and utilize for other productions. And there is at least one other production that utilizes the apples. Well, actually, we covered that already. It's the grape processing unit. And then nothing under generators. Under animals, there's absolutely nothing on any of these tabs here. Under decorations, same thing, nothing there. And then under landscaping, we take a look at the painting. You do have several additional swatches to base game. Nothing under trees, but under plants, you do have this, the missing grass. Well, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the short grass. So you got like tall grass, short grass. Let's see. Now, we do start out here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at some of the starting equipment. Under the buy menu, under owned items, we have medium tractors, the John Deere 7810 as well as the Massey Ferguson 3670. Under harvesters, we have the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090H. Under cars, we have the Lizard Pickup 1986. Trailers, the Welger DK115. The header for the Deutz-Fahr. Under plows, the Pottinger Servo 25. Cultivators, the Amazon Senio 4000 Super. Under power harrows, you have the Amazon KG 3001 Super. Seeders, the Amazon Centea 3000 Super. Under low loaders, the Flegel DTS 5.9. The header trailer for your header. And under weights, you have the Tenwinkle FGB 600. So starting here, we're going to go ahead and head to the main farm. We're going to open up these couple of gates here. Now right here, you have, and this is what I'm talking about, the kind of the special features of FS22 as compared to years past. This is actually really cool. So this is the bale and pallet storage. So they integrated, the Black Sheep Modding integrated the pallet storage into the already existing barn, which is really cool. Now up this ladder here is a little special feature. So if you go around the map and you see any of these boxes, they're placed around several locations, including right here. You can actually remove the fences. So you click this and you see this right here. So you could load this whole upper area with bales or whatever, or put whatever you want up here. Really, you could just completely forego this whole storage system right here that they have down here for the bales and pallets. You do have one button there, you have another one right here, and another one just down there. And here you have another bale and pallet storage. So you got two of them. Each one of them holds 250 items, whether they're 250 bales, 250 pallets, or both. And then in here, you have a fuel tank that you can fill up. It is empty at the moment, so I'm going to have to fill it. Over here, you have a repair trigger. Right here, you have your silo. This is multi-fruit, so that's kind of a nice thing to have. A little bit of storage right here with your pickup truck tucked away. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. And we open the door here. And right here, you have your wardrobe trigger. You can step into the living room here and just kind of take in the nice little ambience here. Right here, you have your sleep trigger. And right here in the kitchen, which is, again, very, very nice. Like, the amount of detail that you get is spectacular on this map. Right here, you have your chicken pen, and you can have up to 150 chickens running around in here. And your feed goes in right here, and your eggs spawn right here. And now we go this way. Cut up here. And then in the back yard here, this is your farm vegetable garden. You can see here, if we click into this, this is the kind of modified, not even modified, this is a mod specific to this map. And you can see if you have water and straw, those are your inputs, you can then get tomatoes, strawberries, lettuce, your basic crop types, but then you can also get red lettuce and melons. So water goes in right here, and your straw goes in over here, and your output for it is right here. Now coming around the back side over here, you have the sheep barn. If we open up the gate, 100 sheep can go in here, and your feed trigger is just in here, right there. And then over here, you have your cow barn, where you can have 250 cows. And this this particular pasture that you have attached to this is so intricate. You have cows that'll roam all this area around here. You'll also have them come up and around over here. I'll show you just real quick before we get back to looking at the barn itself. But over here, they'll just kind of wander over. And they'll even go underneath that overpass right over there. So that's the main road leading out of your farm. And this here, they'll just go under this little yard here, and they'll go into the next field across the street. So very, very intricate cow pasture here. Very nice. So now we're going to continue back with the cow barn and kind of show everything about it. You do have a slurry pit right here where you can get all your slurry out. You do have a little gate here for some reason. Just looks like a hazard to fall in. Let's see. We'll start in here. Open this gate. Now over here you have your manure heap. It's actually integrated into the barn, so you put your manure, or I'm sorry, you as your cows are producing manure, you'll have the piles up start right here, as opposed to being like a separate bunker kind of area. Over in this corner here where we first came in, this is the milk trigger right here. On the other side you can see that there are the kind of milking machines right in here. Right here is the feed trigger, and I think this is also the straw point, so you can use a blower to blow straw into the enclosure here. Now, coming over here, this is not a manure heap over here. As you can see, there's nothing that's popping up that shows that it is. It's just part of the barn itself. Now this is a really cool feature on this map. Check this out. And turn on my light so you can see. If you come walking over here, you can see ramp up. Well, you can see this little switch here. Click that button. This ramp pops up, and you have one right over there too. And these are your bunker silos, so you can back in from this area here and actually dump into your bunker silos from this side, as opposed to driving in and dumping back here and having to ride your trailer up and over the mound. It's actually really nice. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show. Look at this. Boop. So if you need a little extra room to maneuver back here, you can pull your tractor in here and back right on in. And here's the other switch right here. Very, very nice. Now you do have this little entranceway right here into that kind of upper loft, as you can see. And here's that last button. So from this point, we're going to go ahead and head off the farm. And we're going to take in some more sites. So pull out this way. And you can see just how large that pasture is for the cows. And they can get on this side of the highway, they can, or not highway, but roadway, and this side as well. So it's a very intricate field right there. We'll pull out this way, make a right. This hill, for anybody who's played it, it to me is just iconic for this map. It really just kind of shows, like, not even shows, like that's probably the wrong way. It's just is a very kind of key feature. It's like the one thing I very clearly remember being on this map when I played it was that giant hill coming off your main farm. Now over here, this is the area you do own. This is the pig barn. You can have up to 270 pigs. If we start in here first, open this door. Again, you have another manure heap built inside of the barn, so you got to come in and rake it out. And then over here, similar to the cows, you have your feed trigger, as well as, again, I believe it's your straw blowing point. Come back here, you have your another slurry pit right here. And then over here, you have a bit of storage. Nice little drive through here. Comes on with lights. Some more storage here and there. So kind of your own little self-sustaining pig barn, pig farm right here. And now pull back out, making a left and heading up towards town here. Okay, and then coming up here to my left, we're going to want to turn here. Right here, you have the biomass heating plant with a wood cell trigger right there. A couple placeable areas, one right there and on the other side of the biomass heating plant. Okay, now here is where we want to purchase our first production point. This is the Carpentry, and you can purchase it for $60,000. We purchase it though, you can see it produces furniture from planks and gives you the normal kind of production point here, the furniture and wood chips, but then you also can take those planks and make the pallets. So if you want to go through the process of making pallets, you got to first make planks, and then you're making planks from your wood. So you're going to need the next production point. Whoops. Inputs here and outputs right here. And because this isn't a normal carpentry where wood is also a product going in, there is no wood cell trigger right there. Now the sawmill is right up here, and this is what you're going to have first before you purchase the carpentry, because you need to be able to make your planks. You can purchase this for $100,000, and then this is just a normal sawmill. It just produces planks from your wood, and it also gives you wood chips. So you've got wood chips coming out right here. You have inputs right here with the wood cell trigger right here, and your output for your production is right here. We'll go ahead and turn around. So it's very nice that these two are so close together, and they really kind of feed off of each other, or at least the carpentry does. Another placeable area right there. Now heading up here into town, we're going to want to make a left right here. Ooh, and that's something that's a little warning factor here. The curbs are actually pretty aggressive on this map, so if you are coming in at too quick a speed, or you're turning while hitting one of those bumps, it's going to send you flying out of control, so be careful. This is the fries factory. You can purchase this for $50,000, and we're going to go ahead and do that real quick to show it will take sunflower oil and potatoes to make fries. Inputs are right here, and outputs are right there. Now from here, come up right to here, make a right, and this is where we're going to pull in here. Now this will be a good opportunity for us to bring up the map and see where we've been and what we've seen. So going to the map, we started here on the farm. We were about right here. We saw the couple of bale and pallet storages right here, the fuel tank, the repair trigger, the grain silo, the multi-fruit silo I should say, the farmhouse with the sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger, the chicken coop. We then came around back and saw the farm vegetable garden, the sheep barn large, and then over here to the cow barn. We then came out of the main yard, down the road, the driveway here, and then up to this area here where we saw the pigsty. Then came up to here and saw the biomass heating plant, the carpentry, and the sawmill. Came back out, we came over to see the French fries factory, or the fries factory, and then came out to here where we're now at farmland number 15. And if you purchase this for $85,392, you'll see all this pop up now. So here you have another vegetable garden. This one's a small one though, and this only produces lettuce, red lettuce, and melons. You have the large vegetable garden right here, which again, lettuce, lettuce red, and melons. Now this one behind me, this one is kind of the wild card here. This one very similar to the one we have at our main farm, but takes a couple extra things. But first, before we do that, let's show this real quick. You've got your water input here, your straw input here, and you also need for these pallets, because essentially you're simulating that you have your own little commercial vegetable stand, almost like a garden center is essentially what it is. And again, you're going to need pallets here. So you have your output here. Oh, and your output for the first one was right here. Output for this one is here. Your straw and your you know what, that's actually a good point. I don't know if you need pallets in here or what. I think this is both for the straw and the pallets. This is for the water over here. And then this, we open this, you can see this one's kind of the wild card, because this one does tomatoes in addition to tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries in addition to the new crop types. So what you also see is it requires some additional inputs. You have solid fertilizer and manure in addition to the pallets that were at this location as well. Now, why are you needing those additional inputs? Because you have additional cycles. It's actually going to produce more than either of the small or large vegetable gardens will per cycle. So you can see tomatoes here is 1,680 for tomatoes. If we go up to here, 384. So you're going to get way more production out of here than you would at your home garden, and yeah, it's going to be worth it. So you have your straw. I believe your pallets are also here as well. You have water here and manure and solid fertilizer both in here. Pallets spawn right here. Now let's go ahead and hop back in the truck. And then right across the street, you can see there, that is the restaurant sell point. And to get to that, you know what, let's drive by it real quick. It's just slightly out of the way. So turn down this street here, and then turn in here. You'll see the trigger is right over there. So now we're gonna head out east, and then we're gonna backtrack into town once we take in a few places out here. Okay. Coming up here on my left, we're going to turn in this gate right here. Right here is the input for the oil mill. And back here is the production point for it. 40,000 to buy this. And it's just a standard oil mill. Output is right there. But then around this side, and this is going to be brutal. I apologize right up front. This is the Eats Frites cereals sell point. Whew, yeah. I did not take French growing up in high school. I took Spanish, and yeah, I'm kind of brutal at French. Anyways, this is the grape processing unit. Purchase this for $80,000. We are going to buy this because you can see here it takes normal productions, raisins, grape juice, but also apple juice. So this is where you can actually take the apples that you get from those production trees and bring them here. Inputs here, outputs right here. Now head back into town. Okay, coming up here on my right, we're going to turn in here and into here. Alright, to my right is the animal dealer sell point, and this is the animal dealer. Now, if you have pens and pastures already placed down your map, as we do on this one, you can come to this location or use the same dialog box at your animal pens or pastures to purchase your animals. Now, if you do use this or the dialog box at the pen and pastures, you will incur a fee, and that's because you're essentially simulating the animal dealer taking the animals and delivering them for you. You can avoid having that fee assessed to you if you bring to this location an animal trailer, load the animals into the trailer yourself, and again, it can be either leased, owned, it doesn't matter. Either way, just bring an animal trailer to this location, load your animals directly into it, and then take the animals to whichever pen or pasture you are trying to fill up. You then save that fee. Now, for cows, adult cows, if we actually bring this up right here, you can see they are $100 per head. For a pen with 250 cows, that's quite a bit of money that you're going to be spending right off the bat, just in delivery fees. Not to mention, the price for the cows themselves. So it's one of those that's, if you can, save the money. Now, continuing on, we're going to turn around and make a right. And again, I'm going to apologize because my French is terrible. At least I assume this is French. Let's see. This is the Chez Mimich et Fredo sell point. Right there. Whew, yeah, it's brutal. Brutal. I apologize. Alright. So now this is the shop trigger. Now, word of warning. If you come here and click on this shop trigger, I'm going to do this right now, you might get stuck. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on it now. See, it works. You can purchase the things that you need right off the bat. You're fine. But, I don't know. I am moving the joystick to try and move, and I am completely stuck. Completely stuck. Like, I'm not able to move anywhere. So, to save myself, I'm just going to teleport back to my truck. And then in the back here, you have the repair trigger. There was a gas fuel tank back there. I did not notice that before when I was doing my little previous walkthrough. But I just saw it pop up. Yeah, right there. That's cool. Little gas station right there. So, whoa. Coming up here. Alright, this, again, French. Oof. The Les Jardins des Fermiers Farm Shop sell point. It's right there. Gonna pull out here, make a right. Did I? Yes, I did. Gas station right there. And then here, if we turn to our right. Now this is the sugar mill. Can purchase this for $80,000. Inputs here and outputs here. Inputs are on the back side right there. Oops, I was looking down at my notes. Okay. Following behind this car here. And to my left is the dairy. Can purchase that for $70,000. Oops, and I did not mean to. Just a standard dairy. Inputs here and outputs there. And from here, we're going to go ahead and head up this hill. I'm going to pass this entrance and then go into here. Then here, continue to follow this around until we get to here. This is the biogas plant. Couple big bunker silos right over there. And unfortunately, this is one of those This is one of those biogas plants that's pretty expensive. $1.5 million, almost $1.6 million for this biogas plant. It is super expensive. Right here, you got your solid inputs. You also have another solid inputs right behind me. So either one will work. You have your liquid output right here, aka your digestate, and then your liquid input. I'll show it right there, your liquid input. Head up here, make a left, and make another left, and then a right. Let's see, this is the lime production point right here. You can purchase it for $1. That is it. So, first things first, if you're going to play on this map, come buy this for $1, because it's not going to break the bank. And you can take your stones and double the quantity that you put into it. How awesome is that? You get a 1-to-2 ratio for this. You got inputs right here, outputs here. And then over here on this side is the GCHB grain elevator. That is a sell point there. Now here we're going to backtrack just a little ways. Get right here into town, and then we'll immediately turn out of town. There we go. Whoops, oops. Again, watch those curves, like especially right there in town. The curves can be brutal. If you hit them, you know, going any sort of speed, you might just go flying off the road. So now we can kind of open up the taps a little bit. I love this texture on the roadway that has the kind of dirt getting pulled in from the fields and going onto the main kind of concrete road. Like that's a cool design right there. It just kind of gives you the believability of activity at that location. Pull in here. This is the grain mill. You can purchase this for $96,000. You have your outputs and your inputs right there. Come back out of here. Now we're going to take in a couple more points of interest. Make a right here. Okay. And this is the next point of interest, next production that I'll have to purchase. This is the bakery for $50,000. You can purchase this. And this is why we need to purchase it. So, you look at the bread recipe, pretty normal, not a big deal. But, cake recipe. To make cake is all the standard stuff from before, plus melons and apples to make your cakes. So lots and lots of inputs for your cakes here. But then you also have a new production, the Benan Berchon. Again, French, terrible at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Flour, sugar, eggs, and apples, and they're basically an apple fritter, is as best as I understand it. And then you have back here your inputs and your outputs right there. Now heading around the back side here. Here you have your pizzeria sell point. Avoid the people, but not slow down. And now we're approaching our last point of interest, and it's our last production that's already pre-built onto the map. Tucked away back here This is the Spinnery, and you can purchase this for $60,000. Inputs here and outputs right there. And that is the map. That is the valley, the old farm. Now we're to the point of the tour where I render my opinion. What do I think? I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it. I love this map. I really, I didn't mean to go this way. I really love this map. Like I said, this is kind of one of those legacy maps where the map has been out for at least several iterations. Now, I've heard from at least 2017. It could be even further back than 2017. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I know for certain it was on 19, and I played it on 19. And I loved it then, and I continue to love it now. There's so many just additional features. It does utilize the kind of a lot of the base game production points and the kind of why can't I think of the word off the top of my head? The skins, that's the only word that can come to my mind, for the buildings, for the production points and all that stuff. It uses a lot of the base game models. That's the word I was looking for, models. But and normally I would have you know, something to say about that, but because there's so much going on around the production points themselves, it takes away from the fact that it's a base game model, and because it takes away from that, it makes it less I don't know, less condemnable. I you know, I shouldn't say it like that. That's less man, I'm just not good with words tonight. It makes it feel like it's actually something that's new and is not just as basic as the base model kind of thing. That's kind of how I'm trying to explain it. And because there's so much decoration, because there's so much activity going on around them, it's actually not as it makes it feel new, and it makes it feel spiced up. You've got special features like being able to remove the fences. Look at that. You know, if you don't like the fences around the farm or the field, you can take them out. They don't have to be there. You've got pretty much all the base animals, I think with the exception of horses, already on the map. They're all custom kind of barns and buildings and nav meshes and all that stuff, so that's all very, very interesting. You got this whole courtyard, this whole farm, the whole building, the whole everything is just fresh and new. And not, I shouldn't say fresh and new, because it's basically the same barn buildings we had in 2019, but it's new. It's with the new mechanics for 2022, and makes it to where it's really kind of brightened up and lively. You've got especially this bales and pallets integration into here. What I would actually love to do, I'll do this, you know, separately from this tour, but I'd love to know if you load in here, if it actually puts it upstairs or if it just tucks away in the barn in here. That'd be something I'd be very interested to find out, and I think that'd be really cool if it actually put it up there for you. But then you've got a very nice color palette. It's very understated in the color scheme. It's just, yeah, I'm very much a fan, and I was really nervous when I saw this one pop up this morning. The reason I was nervous is because when it comes to taking old maps and bringing them into the new game, I worry, because is it just going to be like a rebranding? Is it just like, not even a rebranding, but is it just going to be the same exact version as was in 2019 or 2017 or whatever? You know, is it just the same old, same old? And this has the aesthetics, the appeal to make you kind of reminisce and to remember the days of 19 or 17 or whatever. But there's so much new stuff also brought into this map that it makes it like fresh and lively, and it's just great. I absolutely love it. So 0 to 5 scale, as I always do. What do I think of this? I'd give this a 5. 5 all day, all night. There's so much that you can do for this map. You know, the ability to take down fences like this is huge. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like being restricted to the fences, especially when it's, you know, a field where you actually have to, you know, gain entrance in and out kind of thing. You know, if you have to like run equipment right up against the fence line or something like that, removing it just gives you a little bit extra room. But there's so much you can do on these maps. You can do farming, you can do forestry, you can do pretty much anything on this map, and you've got a little bit of, like, not even a little bit, like you've got just pretty much everything. And with the additional crop types and production types and all the stuff that's in between, and how some of the new productions now reinforce each other to where you can produce pallets, or you can buy them and use them in some of your productions. You know, it's just awesome. I absolutely love it, and very, very good job. But yeah, that is the map tour. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.